The Victorian government will spend $20 million securing hotel rooms for healthcare workers who may be exposed to or at least test positive to COVID-19. Premier Daniel Andrews said their Hotels for Heroes initiative will allow frontline workers to isolate away from their homes while keeping their families safe.
Frontline healthcare workers, indeed anyone across the health system who has a public-facing role, who test positive or has to isolate because they may be positive to COVID-19, we will put them up in a hotel room, no cost to them. This will be a matter of their choice. Many will choose to avail themselves of that hotel room option because they might live with older people, they might live in a share house with a whole range of other health workers, they might have people at home in their household who are vulnerable for one reason or another. So we don't think that if you have COVID-19 or you have to isolate because you may have COVID-19, principally because of the work you're doing, we don't think that it's fair that you would have to go and self-isolate in a hotel room and potentially incur very significant expense. This is exactly the right thing to do. Common sense will add to this. This is for health workers at this stage, and we'll continue to take advice. And if there are further groups of workers that need to be accommodated in a similar way, then of course we would stand ready to do that.
The program will apply to all clinical and non-clinical health workers at no expense to them. Victoria's Health Minister Jenny McMahon says the program is expected to help up to 8,000 workers.
We know our frontline health workers are our absolute heroes, and this is why we are creating this Hotels for Heroes program. This program is designed to ensure that our healthcare workers, if they do test positive for coronavirus or if they become a close contact by virtue of their work, that they are able to self-isolate and to self-isolate separately to their family members and to their housemates. We do know from overseas experience that healthcare workers, sadly, are at an increased risk of contracting COVID-19. And whilst we've gone and ordered an unprecedented amount of personal protective equipment to keep them safe, and we have prioritised them for testing, we need to do everything possible to ensure that they get our support.
Victoria Police have issued 142 fines in the past 24 hours after conducting 751 spot checks at homes, businesses and non-essential services across the state. The majority of fines were issued to people leaving their homes or gathering in public parks and other people's houses. Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews has pleaded with the public to comply with the social distancing restrictions.
Please do the right thing. It is saving lives, it is protecting our health system, and if you don't, there's every chance you'll get caught because police are not mucking about. They are out and about, they are knocking on doors, they are issuing fines, and the fines are very, very significant.